Hello everyone, I'm Afternoon Tea with Humans, and today I've got a bit of an in-depth guide on the /TP command for Minecraft Bedrock Edition. So yeah, just any Bedrock Edition, mobile, PS4, Xbox, Switch, Windows 10, you know it. So if I type /TP into chat, you can see the syntaxes come up on screen now. So first we're going to be having a look at these top ones that all say TP destination at the start. Then we're going to be having a look at the TP victim ones and the ones below it. So all these TP destination ones are going to be on these command blocks under the orange stuff, and the TP victim ones are going to be on this green stuff, all these commands. So let's start with the /TP destination commands. So we got 4 different commands here to look over. You can see 4 different syntaxes here. And so yeah, let's just go over each of them. Sorry, but first I should explain coordinates, because that's very important for the TP command. So as you probably know, there's 3 types of, you may already know, there's 3 types of coordinates in the game. So if I type /TP at P, so the first type of coordinates is relative coordinates, which have these tilde marks in front of each of the numbers that you use to signify the coordinates. So what these do is they teleport you sort of relative to yourself, the coordinates relative to you. So if I type TP at P 511, this will teleport me 5 blocks in the positive X direction, 1 block in the positive Y direction or upwards, and 1 block in the positive Z direction. So if I run this, you can see my position has changed. Run it again, and I further sort of go backwards, up, and a little bit to the left. So this you don't have to have numbers after all of these. You can just have it after the middle one. So the middle one is Y, the one on the left is X, and the one on the right is Z. So that teleports me way up into the sky. And then the second type of coordinates is sort of normal coordinates or world coordinates. So these teleport you to positions in the world. So it doesn't matter where you run the command from, it will always teleport you to those coordinates. So that's exactly there, up there in the world. And I can run away from that different position from when I ran it originally, and it teleports me to the same spot. And then if this said 10 over here, it would be a very different position. You could use this for sort of like teleporters, where you always want to be teleporting the player to the same position in the world. But yeah, that's how to use world coordinates. And then lastly, you have directional coordinates, which are coordinates prefaced by carets. Caret marks, these little those just little triangular signs. So these teleport you in sort of relative to the direction you're facing. So if I just run it blank, it doesn't sort of move me anywhere. But if I put a 10 in front of the Z, it'll teleport me 10 blocks forward in the direction I'm facing. So yeah, that works just like that. And as you can see, I'm slowly getting closer to the tent over here until I'm right in front of it. I can turn around and look, and this even works if I'm looking upwards. So this will just teleport me forward in the direction I'm facing. So that did put me up a lot. And then using the X, you can teleport left or to the right of the direction you're facing in. Using negative and positive. To teleport backwards, you can add a negative in front of the Z. And as you probably expect, the Y is just going to be upwards from the direction you're facing. So if I look straight upwards, this should teleport me backwards, because the back of my head is facing backwards. And yeah, that seems to have worked. If I add a negative in front of that, it should teleport me forwards. Yeah. So yeah, that's each of the three types of coordinates. You have world without any punctuation in front of it, relative with tildes in front of it, and directional with carets in front of it. So onto these commands. So first, the first teleport command I'm going to be showing you is just this top syntax here. TP destination and check for blocks. To run this in a command block, you have to type execute @p and then relative coordinates for it to work, for the relative coordinates to actually work and be relative to the player. And so this, just so sort of ignore the execute, so this teleports me relative coordinates tilde 1 tilde, so that's going to be upwards 1 and then a false. So yep, if I run this, it teleports me upwards in the direction I'm facing. If I add a button on this and switch it to repeat, because repeating command blocks, for the duration they're powered, they run 20 times a second, and a button powers it for 1 second. This should teleport me 20 blocks up in the air. Yep, that seems to have worked. Yep, just about. So yeah, so this check for blocks, sort of Boolean thing. So it says TP destination XYZ check for blocks Boolean. So this means you gotta, well, you don't actually have to write anything for this part of the syntax. You can leave this entirely blank, but almost every /TP command says check for blocks Boolean at the end of it. So if you write true, it means that it won't teleport you to that destination if there's a solid block where it is. So if I try and teleport myself underground, so just down 2 blocks from where I am, which would be inside the grass of this flat world, yeah, it gives me that error message in chat saying it was unable to teleport me there because the area wasn't clear of blocks. But if I put false here, it just goes ahead with it anyway, and you can see I'm now inside of this grass block. Just stuck underground like that, but because I'm in creative, I can just break out. So I generally just leave that blank because the default is false and it'll just go with it anyway. So if I take off this false, yeah, it just goes with it. You might want to leave it blank if you're like working with a server or something, I guess. But yeah. So here, this command block over here, so this is going to be using, sort of trying to change the direction the player is facing. So previously I've shown you TP, but with only 3 punctuation marks. Well, these final 2 are to do with the direction that the player faces. So this should teleport me, and try and increase my X rotation, meaning spinning me round to the right. So this is the X rotation coordinate, and this is the Y rotation coordinate. So increasing this in like negative numbers. So -1 here would make it so that it teleports me, so that I slowly face upwards more. But let's just run this. The button on it, as you can see, it teleports me to the side. I'm not touching my mouse or anything. I just click and let go, and yeah, it just teleports me like that. So if I make this negative and increase it to 10, it should teleport me to the left and faster, like that. And yeah, it does just that, almost 180 degrees. And to show you what this does, this coordinate, the Y rotation coordinate, should make me face upwards and go like that. So yeah, it does just that. So yeah, really powerful. These good for spinning stuff around. And I just have a false for check for blocks Boolean. And then this one teleports the player so that they face towards certain coordinates in the world. So if I do that, it teleports me so I'm facing over there. And I can increase this to like 100 and it should be there, but like upwards, I guess. And yeah, it does just that. I think it just makes you point towards the final 3 coordinates in the world. I'm not certain on it though. But yeah, that's how you use the TP facing. And then this one over here teleports you so you're facing towards one cow in the world. So you can teleport to either, so it makes you face towards coordinates in the world, or teleport so it makes you face entities in the world, entities or mobs, such as a cow. So what this does is teleports me so I'm facing towards a cow with a count of 1, meaning that it would only work on one cow, because I can only face towards one entity at a time. So as you can see, there's this cow here, and if I stand on this pressure plate that constantly activates the command block, you can see that it swipes my cursor left and to the right as the cow moves along the rails. So yeah, really cool. I suppose you could use this and apply this to NPCs if you were making like a tennis minigame for the crowd or something, like a Wii Sports minigame. That sounds pretty sick. But yeah, that's how you use the TP destination coordinates. So next up we have the TP victim commands, and these ones here. So the previous ones always started with TP and then a set of coordinates. These ones will be starting with TP and then like an ATP or an ATI. So let's start off with that command. So let's set this command block to impulse and type TP ATP. So starting off with just teleporting the player to a destination. So what this means is it will execute it relative to the command block. So you can just go with a TP ATP and then I'll put a 2 here and a 1 here. So what this should do is teleport myself 1 block above the command block and then spin me round. So yep, and if we convert this to a repeat command block, you should do that and then spin me around a little bit further. So I can't, if I try and move while it's sort of activated, it won't work. Or if I try to move my cursor while it's activated, it'll sort of sickeningly judder the screen. So that's how you use that one. And then next up we have TP victim, and then just the very basic destination. That previous one included the X and Y rotations, but this one here will make it so that it teleports me, but without any like rotation. So I've included an execute at P, so it runs at me and not from the command block. So previously it would have ran where the command block is, so no matter where I am, it would always teleport me 1 block above the command block and spin me. But this time, if you put execute at P and then some coordinates, it means so it'll run at the player, so that it'll sort of move the player upwards if you put an execute at P in front of that previous command, not this one. So this command is kind of funny. It'll just teleport me sort of forwards on the Z axis slowly. So yeah, that'll slide me over there. I can increase this number to increase the distance I travel over time with this. So yeah, I can do that, and it was a much faster slide along because it's execute at me. When I teleport one to the left, the command will run again and teleport me another one to the left, rather than just constantly teleporting to me to the same position above a command block. So that's why TP is very powerful in conjunction with /execute. Then this one will teleport me to the cow over there with a count of 1, and this is using this syntax here that just says TP destination and then the target. So yep, this teleports me to this cow. If this will look a lot better in F5 mode, you can see it sort of moves me along the rails with the cow. Kind of amusing. And then this one just does the exact same thing, but without needing the execute. You can just have this all as one command in a command block, and it's a slightly more efficient way to do it. So you may have noticed I didn't cover the I only covered the ones for these syntaxes here, these, and then these syntaxes here, but not these ones here that say TP victim target. So the final two TP victim targets here. That was just because it's very similar to the above, but using the facing, and I've already shown you how to use the facing up here in these two command blocks here, these ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this slightly advanced tutorial of the TP command. TP is a very, very powerful command. I recommend learning it, experimenting with it. It can be used for very dynamic movement, and I use it in a lot of my commands, including, I think, my raycasting commands and a lot of my avatar bending commands. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I'd love to hear your video ideas in the comments section.